You all hear me okay? It is.
Good.
Cool. Sorry, it's been a while.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, you there?
Hi, Christian.
Forgive
Hi,
my
Jennifer.
raspy
Hi,
voice.
Elena.
I managed to get a new headset, but it connects via USB-C. And if you just tap that port ever so slightly, everything disconnects and you have to redo everything. That might return that. Hi, Reshma.
Hi,
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you.
We usually wait for 3 or 4 minutes pass before we get started. In text, did we have a deck to go through for onboarding? Or
I can grab a previous one, but I didn't think it was going to be applicable. Didn't really get a chance to throw anything together. It's honestly, if we just run through the Git book, it's going to be the best.
agreed. I think that works.
Johnny, was I too late for your signatory intro?
No, we haven't done intros yet.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Marchin's also going to be on the list as well for today's agenda.
We didn't get to set this, did we?
No,
Sorry.
it's been a chaotic 2 weeks.
Just a bit.
So I think we should do meet and greet. We can do a quick decision on the ADA thing because we need that. Then we can go to Marchin and then 4, 5, 6 from there. I'll edit the Discord.
Oh, hold on. You put something in Discord? Don't just DM me. I'm gonna put it in ClickUp.
Okay. Here. Here's my slide. Okay. Yeah, Liam, we can't hear you.
Okay, I'll kick it off here. So, hello everybody. If you don't know me already, I'm Tex. I'm the Open Source Committee Secretary. We have Elaine joining us back. Maybe she'll get some audio here in just a moment.
Hi, everyone hear me?
There we go. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and kick off these introductions and let's say 30 to 45 seconds a pop. Just quick, fast, and we'll run through everybody.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second.
I'll get your agenda figured out. So if you just want to kick off the intros and then
that would
someone
be
for you to
fantastic.
lead from.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. So yeah, welcome to new members to the OSC. I'm Elaine. I work at Obsidian Systems, and I'm currently the chair of the OSC. I'm based in Tokyo. Yeah, so, and as it turns out, I am a little bit I accidentally double booked myself for today, so I might have to drop midway through and have somebody else handle the rest of the agenda items. But yeah, anyone else want to go next for introducing yourself? You can just raise your hand or start speaking.
Hi.
Hi, Arnaud.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Arnaud. I've been on an OSC member since April, and I'm currently working at the CF and also on the Amaru project, and I've been around for quite a while in Cardano.
Yeah, thank you, Arnaud. Marcin?
Hello, nice to meet you all. I used to be on OSC, but now I'm no longer here. I'm a developer for the Cardano Cardano node. I'm the team lead of the networking team.
Oh, nice. So you were on the OSC before, and now you're coming back?
I'm just coming with a proposal to vote on something, and that's the reason I'm here.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, we will get to that in a moment. Uday Solanki, is that how you say your name?
Yeah, correct.
Fantastic.
Hi, so I'm Uday Solanki, and I've been a part of OSC as a developer advocate earlier, not as a member, but developer advocate. And now I'm got elected for OSC and TSC both. And I work together with a developers team only on Cardano. So yeah, I've been delivering quite a few real world projects on Cardano in last 1 year.
Fantastic. Always good to have developers on the team. Yeah. Anyone want to go next? Yeah, this is Christian. Yeah.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Christian Taylor, head of open source incubation, basically architect and brainchild of open source in Cardano, so everyone knows me one way or another. But I'll actually, I think Tex already did his intro. So.
And just so everybody knows, because it's confused me. Well, not a ton, but like just so everybody knows, the OSO team is not OSC members, so they can't vote and stuff. They exist to help us and to serve additional roles. Yeah, Lucas.
Hey everyone, my name is Lucas. I've been around for years, mainly since I was elected to the committee in last October. So this is actually my first meeting as a community member, just sitting in. I will be dropping off, by the way. So yeah, for the better part of that year, I was the chair of the committee. I just came by to get to know the new members, and I will be dropping by whenever I can to keep in touch. Just want to thank everyone for the collaboration throughout this year, and yeah, see you around.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for all the hard work, Lucas. Yeah, we'll miss you. Jonathan Kelly, speaking of people that we'll miss.
Hello, and indeed goodbye. I'm an outgoing member of the Open Source Committee and Technical Steering Committee. I've been doing it for the last year and a bit. Yeah, and I am a tech janitor on Mainnet Cardano, meaning I help 3 different SPO individuals across the world manage their upgrades and KES rotations. They own the cold keys, all that stuff, so it's self-custody for them. But yeah, I'm generally an interested person in Cardano since 2021, and ended up being elected on 2 committees by mistake last year. But yeah, and I wish you all the best for the future, the new people.
Thank you. Yeah, I think next up is Georg.
Hi everyone, I'm Georg Link. I'm on the open source committee since last year, got re-elected earlier in the previous election this year. My background is in open source strategy and metrics. I work at Bacurgia, a partner of Intersect. We provide the analytics and the data for the open source office to report on the progress that we are making with the various programs that we have here in the open source committee. So for example, the maintainer retainer program that we are launching now, we already built the dashboard so we can report on the activity of the maintainers that we have under contract, things like that. So welcome everyone, glad that you're part of the team now.
Yeah, thank you, Georg. Yeah, up next, Reshma, is that how you say your name? Oh, you're muted, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, my name is Reshma. And I was selected to the Open Source Committee, and this is my first meeting. I'm so excited to see how these works and how this functions. So I'm here to watch and learn about it. And I'm a Cardano engineer for last 3 years. I was working with Genius Shield as a community ambassador and technical writer. After that, I was a DREP Pioneer Workshop leader and conducted governance workshops for educating the Cardano on-chain governance to the communities.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Thank
like I
you.
said before, like it's always great to have more Cardano developers like on the committee. Welcome. Yeah. Is there anybody else? Let me see who else. I think Adam Dean raised his hand a moment ago, but then lowered it. Adam, do you want to say your farewell? Ah, okay, my bad. Okie dokie. Yeah, let me see.
We have all 4 developer advocates if they would like to come up for just a hot second.
Yeah.
And also one or more of them could provide an update on what's going on if they'd like.
Yes, so hi everyone. My name is Uchechuhu Obasi, and I'm also part of the developer advocates in this current cohort. And for the updates, we've been focusing heavily on doing like community events for the past couple of weeks. So the first one was the community events that happened in Nairobi. It was a huge success. It was organized by Emmanuel and Haron, which was super successful. I mean, there was a lot of attendees. The community was super involved, and we were able to like onboard a good number of developers. Then another one I needed to highlight is we did a workshop, a contributor workshop yesterday. So it was like a virtual workshop. It was super amazing to see over 30, new, I don't know, enthusiasts kind of like join in and participate in these workshops. So this was a huge success as well. I also have like an event that I'm planning tomorrow. It's a physical regional event that is going to happen here in Nigeria tomorrow, still centered around Cardano. So I think the past couple of weeks has just been heavily focused around events, physical, real life events. Yeah.
Official stand up in 15 minutes or so here. But
Hello, can someone hear me? It's like someone was...
Yeah.
the next logical step here would be to get.
Okay, makes sense. So pretty much that's what we've been working on. I mean, every other thing has been a work in progress. We've been continuing with the working group sessions. The work on the developer experience report has also been going on. So yeah, we've just been super focused, in trying to hit our milestones and get as much developers onboarded as possible. So yeah, that's it for the developer advocates.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, I think I actually have to maybe go a little bit earlier than scheduled. So sorry, we will get back to the developer advocates and stuff in a moment. But if we could move on, if we could do the GitHoney decision first, I think that would help.
It was
So
the
you want
Ada.
to keep, yeah, in order. So
Mhm.
I'll review these over real quick. So
Okay.
basically, in the last week, I think Christian may have done a good enough job explaining this, but there was some timing issues and signatures missing rather that prevented the ADA from actually going to be converted to USDM. We are at a risk, unfortunately, and as some are already aware, of getting some of our active contracts paid. So we are, at least from the open source office side, we've provisionally agreed to transition just to utilize and spend the ADA as of right now so that we can start paying things according to programs that have already been approved. We're just looking to get a confirmation from the committee that we will forgo the USDM conversion at this point, as the process was taking too long and is now putting us in a precarious position.
Jonathan Kelly?
May I ask why it took so long? What happened behind the scenes with administration? Because we voted on this when ADA was at 70 cents.
I don't know that I have the exact full details as far as everything that we were supposed to do. We had completed our task well ahead of the deadlines, even getting it ready for signature. Basically, I believe it was travel related with things like the summit and other events that prevented.
So it was as Adam has said in chat, bureaucracy related. People who had the division of labor to get things done on the admin side were delayed because of various circumstances that they didn't. Well, there you go.
Yeah, Christian?
Yeah, it's basically some formation of that, as y'all both are pointing to the best of my knowledge right now. But to not hinder anything, if we agree as the OSC to just move ahead with ADA payments, Intersect will honor that decision as long as we have a formal vote behind it, and we can get a smart contract run up for next week for all three programs: developer advocates, bug bounty, and the maintainer retainer, I think. Or no, it was the travel.
Is this payments in ADA treating ADA as a value of 50 cents, even though it's not?
Well, that's the thing we have to negotiate also with vendors is we're kind of tied at value to the 50 cents. Some budgets can take a hit on that cost, like travel. Some are very tight locked. We just need to make a decision on how we handle that. I'm more than confident ADA is going to go back up in value. So, yeah.
Tex?
For the time being, the ADA should be paid out according to the total amount of ADA that was allocated to each sector. So I don't know which one's the easiest to look at, but maybe the one I pick on is the developer advocates. Whatever that amount was, that's what they get paid, and that essentially gets locked in a smart contract. We, if value ADA changes, they essentially get the benefit of that. We can relook at locking stuff in USDM later if the value of ADA goes back up. But that's not going to be applicable to any smart contracts that are written for programs that need to be paid for currently. That's true. Yes, Adam.
So, all right. So then the decision to return to ADA spend, is this like foregoing like any future usage of like USDM like entirely, or is this just for the programs that we need to like spend money on now?
We have programs where payments are already late.
Yeah. Yes. So, but is it just for like these programs, or is it like, is this vote for like?
And
Getting
we'll have to have a discussion in the future because given the process, the bureaucratic process, Jackson all or nothing approach. So if we start ADA on this, it would have to be all remaining programs in the future is my foresight if we ever wanted to do that. But we'll see if the changes happen within that process given all these
Just when you say
failures.
all or nothing, when you say all or nothing as a policy, this all bore out of the fact that even though the OSO and OSC were aligned on de-risking and taking a greater rate of value in the USDM so there would be access to return to the Treasury, Intersect pulled an administrative decision over the top of us, right? To say they were better to manage it themselves because they wanted to do it all at once in one go.
It was strictly a people problem in this case, just to lighten the load on that, and that doesn't really lighten it. It makes the problem more severe. But because there are X number of individuals that needed to sign the action to allow it to take place, those signatures were not captured in time due to travel, sickness, meeting busyness.
I think this may be a similar problem to Intersect's decision to only hire the minimum amount of committee members, constitutional committee members. In the future, maybe there should be a buffer of extra people to be able to hit a threshold if people can't make it to the sign.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I guess we can proceed forward with the. Well, I guess I should say my opinion first. Yeah, I think it really sucks that they continue to want to lock us into like the all or nothing thing. I do think that we have to like just take the hit, start paying with ADA. And if we can't like lock in like any future like gains, like then that's a problem also. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot we can do at the moment beyond like this. Like it seems that we just have to cut our losses. Yeah. Anybody have any other like opinions before we move forward to a vote?
Well, just to go back to the original topic, like there doesn't seem to be any other option other than to pay people the ADA. Because if you don't, then say, let's see if ADA's value goes up, then you're not paying people for a longer period of time. Here's hoping that it does go up and they get a better value out of it in the future. It's the best of a bad lot.
Yeah. Everyone, please vote. Arno, there was talk about like the liquidity thing. Like there was like a whole mechanism to
It was being done over the counter.
Yeah. Georg, I think you can, if you want to vote no, I think you can just vote no on it. But
Yeah, to clarify his ask, if you do vote no, the option is we still wait for USD conversion. That's still going to be a 20-day process or longer if we're tying it specifically at that 50 cents trading value. So we can potentially wait till that.
I don't know if it's too late to suggest this, but if the yes does pass for paying an ADA, can we make it up to the people receiving it whether or not they want to wait to see if USDM can come through? Like, we're still going to pay an ADA.
Can we? Sorry, Jonathan Kelly. You said can we like ask people how they'd like?
If the decision comes through to say yes, we'll pay an ADA, we can offer that to everyone involved. And if they want to take the risk of waiting to see if the values go up, they can. But that would be their decision. Is that fair? So that it covers both cases. Like people who want to be paid now can be paid at a lower ADA valuation right now, and the people who are willing to wait can wait.
Personally, I think it's like very like appropriate. Yeah, Adam Dean.
Yeah, okay. So Adam Dean, retiring, outgoing member. Today's my last meeting, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm quite frankly disgusted and glad I didn't stand for re-election at this point, because this is, to quote Letter Kenny, effing embarrassing. Yeah, so I don't see that we have any option as a committee but to move forward with the programs and pay people less than the value that they are expecting to be paid in a fixed ADA rate at a 50-cent conversion, and stick with that up or down. Because yeah, everybody wants to keep saying next month or next quarter, but yeah, so at this point we may have completely screwed over everybody that was looking forward to these programs due to bureaucratic inefficiency, and the entire Intersect organization should be ashamed of itself right now.
Yeah, I mean, does really suck, and it's definitely showing a lot of fault in Intersect. Yeah, but like you said, like I don't think there's a lot we can do right now to maneuver around it. Also, just to clarify, Adam Dean, what was your comment regarding?
The over-the-counter
Oh,
question that I had asked.
okay. Christian Taylor?
So with us canceling the Google Summer of Code, we do have a little bit of a hedge fund to cover payments to at least keep it at a 50-cent value if we want to do that, and at least maybe hedge the first contracts only, and then place a bet, I guess, in a month or two if we get back to the value, and then lock everything else in. That's just one option potentially.
Sorry, Tex, PSS is also something that is yet to be written?
Project support services.
Hmm.
But my secondary comment in relation to Adam's thumb down is that use of funds from any program, if we are not delivering upon the program, is not going to bode well for us.
Agreed.
So there's always a crux to this here.
Yeah. I don't think we. I mean, I don't think we should without, like, I don't know, some sort of community involvement, like, on that. Okay, is that poll like? Well, I just have to go in a second. So people can vote on this, but unless anybody has anything else to mention about it, can we move forward to the next decision?
Poll does appear to be unanimous here.
Okay, fantastic.
8 of 9 voting members in the channel.
Okay. And to be clear, that's in
unanimous favor. In favor, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Gonna jump to Get Honey March, and we're gonna get to you. I apologize, but Christian, maybe you want to explain this one.
Yes. So let me get the Discord piece. So I'll just read what Frico, or Puerto Rico, if I'm saying it correctly, shared. I can share my screen actually. Be easier. So basically answering committee's concerns. Thank you for reaching out and clarify the scope of the advised program. Get Honey is designed to manage bounties for the predefined tasks, and the time equivalent's 1.5 FTs over 2 months to building the bug bounty, including the private disclosure mechanism, fully adapting the platform for this use case. Regarding long time running support, we can expect 99% uptime. They do it via email, Discord, Slack, and then critical less than 24 hours for break fix type stuff. So the question is, we already have the proposal from using Get Honey. This is what they responded. Do I need to send back any more questions that we need answered? Is this okay for us to make a decision on using GitHoney for the bounty programs? And if so, we still have to figure out where the 22,000 comes from to pay for the disclosure feature. And that's where a decision needs to be taken. I did put 3 options. Obviously, it's using their program funding that was canceled, and or we categorize it under 2 programs, which could be tooling, sustainability, and or code for us. And that doesn't necessarily go against the scope of the projects, but still looks fishy if we use a program to cover the tooling cost for the program. I don't know. So
I think like this is not enough for the and I'll let Jonathan Kelly go in a second, but sorry, I'm in a little bit of a rush. I don't think this is enough information because I think we need to know like what. Well, first of all, like 1.5 engineers for 2 months is quite a lot. But second of all, like how much are those engineers going to cost? Like I think we need like an actual.
Yeah, this is building off the proposal that they did give prior. Let me find that and I can share it.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan Kelly?
Yeah, I'm just going to provide context for new voting members coming in. So this is one of the budgetary lines for the open source committee and office is to provide a bug bounty program where people can privately disclose using existing repositories, GitHub methodologies, bugs that they have discovered, but there needs to be an integration in to give out bounties once bugs are verified and fixed, right, to the people who reported them. So this is a piece of scoped out work that GitHoney have put forward to us to pay half of the value of a $44,000 cost. So we would be paying 22 out of the open source office / committee budgets to help us be able to maintain and manage a program going forward using the right tool. So we're investing treasury money in building up tooling to support future budgetary programs.
Also, I just want to say, unfortunately, I will have to drop. So if we have a quorum, you know, the votes can proceed without me. But while I'm gone, Tex, could you take over for the rest of the stuff? Or Christian?
Yeah, Tex will
I got it.
steer.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I will make sure to. I got to get something figured out for the times on this. Bye-bye. Thanks everyone who joined. Yeah.
Thanks, Elaine.
Okay, can we clarify what the decision is on this here, or what the decision, the ask is?
Do we need more information from GitHoney? How do we pay for it if we are going forward with it? Adam?
Yeah, so I was just going to kind of clarify that. So we had received an initial vague proposal from TX Pipe that it would cost roughly $40,000, $44,000 to do the work that was required to bring the program up and have it ready for OSC usage. They agreed to foot half of that bill with us paying that's where the aforementioned $22,000 price tag came from. We asked for a little bit more pushback and clarity. So I guess the question is, do we now have enough clarity to bring it to a vote and approve the funding and go from there? Jörg?
Do we have an outline overview for the statement of work that details what the specific features are that are still missing for us to use GitHoney effectively?
Uday, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of similar question, bit different. Like, I'm not clear. This 22K is including this disclosure feature, or there will be extra fee for the disclosure feature?
I can help. It's API integration to an existing disclosing feature that exists within GitHub so that it works cross-platform to GitHoney's ability to allocate bug bounties to people who did the reporting. They don't currently have that API integration. They only do public issue-based bounties, sort of like Code for Us, like that you would put in an issue and say that you want to offer a bounty for someone dealing with this request, but that's from the repository to the public. Whereas the new feature is people from the public reporting to the repository privately, something that they've discovered that may be a bug, and then getting bounty for that. So it's a whole new feature of the GitHoney website, API integrations support for private disclosure.
Understand that part is clear. Just that this 22K fee we're going to pay is including that feature building, or that feature building is extra fee?
The 22K is for that feature building.
Okay, thank you.
But the specific question about the statement of work and whether or not it's perfectly defined, that will have to go back to Christian or Tex, I think.
Yeah, so the first statement of work was just questions we had about, okay, give us something formal to propose it, staffing costs, what you're intending to do. Then we had some follow-up questions, and that's what the Discord message was adding on to that, about the SLAs. If we agree to pay them, what can we expect in return for support? But currently, right now, we don't have a process for managing ADA payments related to Code for Us and the bug bounty program itself, other than manual process. This is to help automate that. Because if someone raises the issue in GitHub, they can use the private reporting, and then if the issue gets addressed, it'll be paid out by GitHoney after we do the off-chain process with Security Council review. So, any other questions there before a motion? Yes,
I put a question in the chat with the declining ADA value. If we promise to pay them in US dollars and our ADA supply will no longer be able to pay for that, would they be willing to make a contract in ADA, so when the work is done that we know we have ADA, that we then pay the ADA?
Let me go and see if I can get a conversation with them, if like they'll honor it at a 50-cent value or something like that, specifically in ADA. I can do that and postpone decision making, because I think we also need to decide where we're pulling the money from budget wise, or which program.
I think realistically, as long as it's not an ongoing cost, the bug bounty funding itself could pay as part of the bootstrapping for the program. That should be an ongoing thing, since this should be largely a one-time and then done with like maybe a small yearly annual retainer fee going forward or something. But go ahead, Tex.
Yeah, I think we have a lot more information now as far as building a future budget when it comes to that. But I would just recycle my question that seems to not have gotten a lot of traction here. Should we look at, or would any member consider raising or a motion here on factoring 10% of the programs requiring tooling, meaning that we do not deliver specifically on that 10%, knowing programs like Bug Bounty or Code Force may not spend those funds, then be able to dedicate that funding specifically to the admin and tooling required. I think that was discussed before, but I don't remember the outcome exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to make a blanket statement like 10% of all programs for tooling or whatever, because that wasn't specifically part of our budget. I think we should take that on a case-by-case basis for each program as it comes up.
Okay.
Yeah, I concur with that. For future budgets, I think that's a good lesson learned to include that in all budget items, that there may be additional costs that we didn't account for as we build out these programs or evolve them, that we need to improve the tooling.
Okay, so out of what is signed off currently, i.e. would need to be rewritten, would be bug bounty. And then I believe did we sign off maintainer yet, or is that one still on hold? I'm checking.
Say that again, Tex.
Hang on a second. Okay. So right now, as I understand it, if we were to, per just the most recent discussion, let me first put up, well, let me put up both questions here. I'm sorry. Okay. Apologies, try not to have to actively work so much like that. But I put forward the what I understand is the general agreement that we're trying to find, which is, do we want to fund the tooling with GitHoney? And I probably should have made that more specific. I apologize. But details and final agreement to follow. That's that first poll. Put out a secondary poll which says, because the bug bounty program is currently signed off, do we need to rewrite that to factor those tooling costs to come directly out of the bug bounty project spend?
So the first one, approve that we want to spend money on GitHoney. Understood. The second one is, the way we do this is by rewriting the program. What's the alternative to rewriting the program?
And be either you're attempting to utilize the tooling sustainability program or pulling funding from another budget item, which could cause more trouble than it's worth.
Adam.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused. I wouldn't really see it necessarily as needing to rewrite the entire budget program personally, but I mean, we also have PSS, project support services, and if this isn't money spent to support projects, I don't know what is. So like, yeah, like let's just pay it, get it done, and move on, and maybe let Marcin have his go.
Yeah, sorry, Marcin. I'm immediately going to contradict that by saying something. Sorry, but I think the rewriting thing is just to make sure to write into the budget that part of the budget will be used to set up the tooling, rather than just go to bug bounty people.
It would essentially be a refactoring and then the addition of a milestone to set up the tooling. So namely milestone 2 right now, which we would be fulfilling, is 450,000. I think whatever that number is, it's 450. So that's quite a big chunk. If we even pull just 50K out of that, we still have our liquid to pay for bugs, but also the tooling cost.
Personally, I support paying for the tooling to be able to do the delivery of the program that you're budgeting for within the budget of the program, because there's a direct link. But that's my position.
Per my last account, there are 8 voting members in this meeting, and I only have 4 votes on the secondary 2 polls. We need more votes, please, or notions otherwise. There's specific folders in the Google Drive, but I will pull up some more details on that there in a moment. Right
While
now,
everyone's voting, we can move to Marcin, unless there's more questions.
Go ahead, Marcin.
Johnny or Adam, would y'all like to give context before he goes as well? Just from
yeah.
TSC.
For new voting members as well, there has been an ongoing discussion about bringing across some repositories that are currently under the ownership of IO, that were created by people outside of IO that are now not hired by IO. So they're not able to continue maintaining the repository they created. So as a result, there's been a request to transfer the ownership over to Intersect to be able to open up those paths again. Yeah, that's where we are.
To be precise, these repositories were created by people from IOG and people who are now outside of that sphere. So just to clarify.
Oh, I got the impression it was written by people like Well-Typed rather than IO.
It was Well-Typed and me, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but at the time they were involved in Cardano node.
Yeah, no, they were subcontracted out under IO, but now they're not, and they're not allowed. So this is the tension we face, right? So if we the removal of that tension is to bring it under Intersect, so that there's less of a policy against allowing people from Well-Typed or to be able to come back.
Exactly.
Wider context, this is the decision we made 2 weeks ago on those 3 proposals. The ask is to reevaluate IOSIN and type protocols specifically because of this unique situation. And they would be brought in under a maintenance mode, not an incubation whole process. So that's where the decision is at the moment.
Just for reference, allowing this to follow the incubation decision process here, but for proper transfer, I would ask that the request be refiled under the appropriate form, which I will share with you, Marcin, as needed.
Thank you. Are there any things you would like me to clarify if you're against bringing these repositories to the Intersect?
Go ahead, Erna.
Yeah. I guess when we initially had the proposals forwarded to us, the content the content was pretty terse, so it wasn't clear why these repositories were supposed to be transferred between IO and Intersect. But to add another data point, I can mention that I already mentioned to some OSC members, but I had a conversation with Duncan Couts from Well-Typed at the Cardano Summit. He also mentioned the fact that, yeah, even though those libraries, at least as far as I can tell, type protocols and IOC can have some usage even outside the Cardano ecosystem, would not be able to be maintained by people from when types right now. So this makes more sense now. Just to say, so yeah, at least makes more sense to me, and I'm much more favorable to that move than I was I would say 2 weeks ago. And yeah, Adam is right. Maybe right, yeah. I read it.
Still seeing that poll responses have kind of slowed to a halt. We do need to get the votes one way or the other. All 3 available options have been provided here as yes, no, or abstain. If you're having trouble accessing the polls, please speak up now. The next option is to ask who has voted so that we can signify or address those who haven't. Kirsten?
Yeah, while all that's going on, I just wanted to apologize to all the new members. We would have a better onboarding process. We just had a lot of stuff to catch up on after the previous hiatus, and obviously with new admin drama that we're dealing with. But we will get to a onboarding after, if y'all have like 15 minutes after this call, we can do something formal.
I'd like to propose that if ADA goes up quickly to an over 50-cent valuation, possibly over 60-cent at any time in the future, that we be more quick in the administration on the Intersect side to de-risk any assets that we're using for budgetary purposes.
Yes, it'd take less than 2 days to get a smart contract written, from what I've been told on our admin bureaucrats. So,
yeah, glad to hear that now.
Okay, Martin, go ahead.
Maybe just for people who joined today and are completely not aware what these repositories are and how it's related to Cardano at all. So IOSIM and type protocols were developed for Cardano nodes. The networking stack is based on type protocols, and all the testing in our networking stack and testing as well in the consensus framework is done using IOSIM. So they are really core dependencies of Cardano node.
Okay. Just as far as updates here, so we can move along, try to hit a couple of other things here. It looks like we will spend money with DXByte to get tooling to get honey tooling. It also looks as if I will take this back to the team to rewrite the bug bounty program to factor in that additional cost. As far as the repositories, we may move this one additional meeting, which will be about 2 weeks from now. Just for full clarity, the vote is deadlocked here between yes and abstain. I apologize for not having provided this sooner, and I will double check and get the minutes done for TSC, but the TSC did signify their approval. I believe approval from both bodies is still necessary in order for us to move forward with this. But Marcin, you can reach out to us on the back end as well for additional questions. Adam.
Sorry, just to clarify, the vote on the 2 repositories is split between abstain and what other option?
Yes.
Well, so the abstain are saying they don't care, so that would ipso facto mean that it's a yes.
Since there are no detracting votes, yes, we could accept it that way.
Yeah, I mean, abstain is literally saying I'm not making a choice, so whatever the outcome is, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
That's literally what
it reduces the yes threshold. Yes.
Okay. So Marcin, I'll get you the information you need to submit those properly, and we'll get moving on that.
They're already submitted. I'll go ahead and update the forms then.
But they need to go to the repo transfer, not project incubation. It's a different process.
I already have the forms though. We'll just change the headers.
Okay.
Lovely bureaucracy.
Okay. Because I do not believe that we took a specific moment to do it, to all of those who have been serving and whose term is ending, I do want to express my thanks to you as a secretary. I'm very grateful to have had you all here. You all provided many great insights, and I welcome you back at any time. This is by no means kicking you out. So please feel free to come back and share advice should you feel you have the time or energy to do so. John.
Just so that the new members know as well, I have one final act I'm doing on behalf of the committee, no longer being a voting member. I'm going to be taking interviews for the maintainer retainer program over the next week. Other people in the committee are welcome to join and take their own notes alongside me. And of course, Tex will be there, I believe, as well. But yeah, so that's my final act for the committee, not in the committee.
And due to timing or scheduling constraints, all of those interviews will be recorded so that you can review at your leisure. They will be placed in a confidential folder in the drive, and I will make sure that you know how to find that. Okay. So yes, that covers the point that I have scheduled 5 interviews for the maintainer retainer program. So out of the first body of, I don't remember if it was 8 or 9 candidates that we'd had so far that had applied. 5 were 11. Sorry, 5 were selected for interview. So those 5 have been sent invites to interview. After the OSC interview, it'll move to a team interview. We'll work through that process and procedure here. Aside from jumping into an onboarding piece for the new members, are there any other general questions, any other business that we can attend to immediately? Okay. My apologies if I've seemed not like my normal self. I am still recovering from some sickness from traveling. But let's see if we can't get jumping along here.
Sorry, I did just think of something. I'm sorry to extend this to everyone. But one of the things in the developer advocate report that they didn't mention was I went to the kickoff meeting last week, and I had a person that is a client of mine, Shane from Zambia Pool, approached me. He'd been to a blockchain conference and done a speech there. And then some students came up to him saying they wanted to set up a community hub in Zambia. And I believe that's underway now between the developer advocates and Shane working with the students. And it's on the way to being set up as a community hub.
Wonderful. All right. Martin, you're welcome to stay, but if you have something more pressing, we understand. Again, not kicking you out, just letting you know this is the end of the primary. All righty. Let me just make sure I get this link copied for you all. If you have recently joined the committee and you are not familiar with this website, I fully encourage you to become familiar with it. This is, in lack of better terms, our Bible, if you will. So everything that we have, everything that we do is listed here, aside from what we are internally working on, which of course happens within the Discord. So up first, you do have our charter. If you want to go to that specific page, you can. I don't remember exactly why I had to format it this way, but I did need to change it. And so we can always change and edit the home page so it doesn't have to have the charter, but right now it's living as that. I will get this page updated so you can all be properly identified. Just bear with me a couple of days. As far as questions here on the budget, I believe you had a question on this earlier. Here is the original submission PDF. We do understand, I believe the project support services is missing from this initial category, but the funding is still allocated. And it is still part of these total numbers. So please don't be alarmed by that. We're just aware of the error. It's a little too detailed to fix at the moment, but this gives you a general idea of what the spending is to be. The official spending, we're working on having that publicly viewable to you all as it happens in the ClickUp. So all of you should have been invited to ClickUp. I should have an email for that. If you are having trouble with that, please let me know. But that is where we're going to be using various task tracking, and that's where we do the agendas. It's what we were sharing out of earlier. It's also where you'll be able to see an update, including milestones for each program. Hey, Jordan, great to see you popping in. Welcome. Sorry, I was meaning to share this. I haven't been sharing this the whole time. My apologies. Okay. Going to jump back to this page here just real quick. As far as communications, this page hasn't been updated very much either, but what we do have is we have our Discord channels where we're open to the public there. We also have the X account where you can request for a post to be made at any time. It is the Intersect OSO account, OSO. We chose not to change the name, but because the OSO and the OSC are so tightly connected, we do regularly do comms for, or we primarily do the comms for the open source committee through that Intersect OSO channel. So if you are not following Intersect OSO on X, please be sure to do so. We do also have a YouTube channel if you are unfamiliar with that. Definitely recommend this as a great place to start. It can get you caught up. I don't know if you like watching stuff at 2x speed or even regular speed. There's quite a bit of content, but please feel so endowed. We do have the developer experience working group that is getting uploaded there with our new developer advocates. We also have some of the other technical meetings that have happened previously that are up here. The Open Source Cowboy podcast, which Christian's been leading as of late. All of the prior committee meetings are on here. Going back quite a ways, I think all of 2024 is up there. But there's quite a bit of content here. And so if you're not finding something that you're looking for, please do let us know. If I jump to the playlist option here, we do have some project spotlights, also product demos. And then generally here under Open Source Office, this is where you're going to find a lot of, over here, a lot of the different recordings of some of the stuff that explains where we've come to. So I definitely encourage you checking this stuff out here if you have questions on the project incubation, paid open source model, what it means for open source maturity, things of that nature. Okay. All right. I am jumping back over to the Gitbook page, and I'm sorry, the YouTube is at OSO Intersect MBO. If you search on YouTube there, you can also just search Intersect OSO. It should be the first option that pops up. Okay. Jump through this a little bit more quickly here under Open Source Office. There's a lot of the things that that we're directly running. Under previous or under old guard, the committee has approved of myself as the open source program manager, directly heading up the developer advocate program. Although the open source committee does still have oversight on essentially who enters this program and how the program is run. So at any point that you have a question, please come to me. It is my duty to not only hear you out, but make adjustments as needed. We have a number of strategic partnerships. Some of those are here on the committee, and some of those are organizations that we are a partner of, or others that we are partnering with to get different things done. Project support services. This is again a budget item, so it's something that we plan to utilize here. But if it's not properly being utilized to support the community, then we can again potentially use that to support budget items that are further supporting the community. There's some additional reporting that we have done that may be interesting for you to read. Again, if you have not previously read it before, and you can see some more educational guides here, which I believe are either being duplicated or linked on the Developer Advocates webpage, which I believe is, if it's not linked in Discord, I can get it to you. I will make sure that it gets updated on the Developer Advocate page here as well. All right, there's the open source strategy. So the general guidance as to how we're moving forward here, and then also details on the paid open source model. So this goes into each and every program specifically. This will probably be the primary source of what you're going to jump to. I encourage you to go and find a program. Sans the Cardano Summer of Code. That one, again, under the old guard in the last meeting, was unanimously voted for us to caveat that program under the current budget cycle and those funds to be returned to Treasury. Basically, we had nearly 10 programs here, including the Open Source Committee travel, and just appears that there may not be enough time nor feasible ability for us to actually facilitate that program. But everything else, we'll mark that accordingly here soon. Everything else, if you are super tied to something, going to specifically call out code for us, bug bounty, tooling, the maintainer retainer. Those are going to be these top four here are going to be where we really need the bulk of the support as we move forward here. So find the program that you can best align with, and hopefully we can split up to get one or two of you on each one. That way we have proper support as we move forward with the rest of the budget cycle, the current budget cycle that is. We do have a couple of working groups here under the open source office, or rather under open source committee. So we have the tooling working group, we have the commercialization working group. The developer experience working group is led by the developer advocates. Recently approved as well, we do have a smart contract auditing working group, which will continue to be working in the background as well. Things may appear a little bit disjointed as we move forward here. Please take that with a grain of salt. We are entering the holiday season. And obviously it's been pretty busy with events and trying to get some of the administrative stuff out of the way budget-wise. But hopefully we can kind of refocus to a point of clarity. If there are questions, please let me know at any time, as that will always help us to get this up to date sooner, faster, and so on. As far as if you are more familiar from the development side, please do have a chance to review the governance policy and the security policy, alongside the incubation process, contribution ladder framework, and so on. Project incubation process is always something that we can improve upon here. We do have our first incubated project right now, Evolution SDK. So if that's something that you want to drive some focus to, we have some abilities for you there as well. As far as the governance policy, if you have specific questions, concerns, or desires to contribute, please let me know. But primarily, this is something that I'm working on the back end with our core contractors who are currently doing development on the core protocol, core network. So if you prefer reading instead of watching YouTube, you can always come here and find the up-to-date or the previous meeting minutes. So these are all here in a standard format. If something is wrong in the meeting minutes, please feel free to shout me out and correct me here as well. I do read through this, but I do use an AI. It's Gemini. We use the Gemini specifically because it's a non-learning AI, and so it pulls directly from the transcript to tell us exactly what happened within the meeting. The main change that you might see is if something was listed incorrectly here, if the transcription didn't hear you correctly, or Gemini may confuse a name here or there or something like that. That's when you would just want to let us know. But it's something that I can quickly edit. This is just a very minor piece here. But you want to catch up on what we've been doing, where we've been, how these past meetings have gone, you can always catch that here. And the recordings, if you don't jump to YouTube, everything is made available here for you as well. Okay. As far as onboarding goes, that probably, Tex, why did you tell me about so much? But give me your worst, your best questions, comments, concerns. How else can I better help bring you all on to the committee?
Do we have all the new committee members here today?
With the exception of Reshma, who appeared to maybe have dropped, and one other.
Yeah, Sebastian is reoccurring.
Oh, Sebastian's out today. He's returning. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's former committee member, reelected.
So just Reshma, who may have dropped. So.
Hi, Jordan. Nice meeting you here. Bernard, welcome back, or great to meet you here in OSC. Hope you're doing well, Bernard.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Uday. Yes, I'm glad and happy to be here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Somehow, yeah, not sure you hear me well because my internet looks like not doing well today.
If there's no other questions, we can close it here, but you all can come to myself or Christian or any other committee member here at any time, okay?
Sure, Tex. I think it's good good for taking us through this, and no more question. We'll be in touch on Discord.
Sounds great.
Thank you then. Thank you. Thanks, Christian, Jordan, Bernard, Tex.
Jordan, are you in our Discord, by the way?
Yes, I am. Yep.
And let me just double check. I don't remember if I got you in here or not.
The internal one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tofu. Yeah, I think I got you in there.
I haven't looked at it today if you posted something.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones that you want to probably check often. We'll use the @, but they can get quite busy. Yeah, I see you there. I think Reshma may be the only one I wasn't able to get in there.
And Jordan, if you want a one-on-one to catch up, just let me know. I can run you in details. I'll offer the same to Reshma too, because I think everyone else has some context, plus Tex's general overview.
Yeah, let's set something up just so I can get up to speed if I can help in any spaces.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you good to meet after this call?
What's that?
We have
something
in 15 minutes, but we could chat for another 15. Hang on.
Go ahead and end the recording though.